So the steps are done now. They have to be sanded, and I'll sand them after I do my next step. But the one was 6 15/16, and that was to allow for half-inch overhang. The width of the frame of the steps is 20 inches, so 21 inches gives us half-inch overhang on the edges, on the ends rather, and the top is 6.5. It's a little bit smaller than the bottom was there. But next week we're going to talk about the router. The router is the fastest RPM machine that we have in the shop. Goes at about 22,000 RPM, revolutions per minute. And to show you a little sneak peek here, I have my router box, router bit drawer. There are a lot of router bits out there in the market. We're doing all kinds of cuts, and they all do different profiles on here. And to show you also, the top shelf here is my router shelf. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 routers in this shop. And they're all, I use them for different things. Each router is used for a different purpose. So next week we're going to go over that, and we're going to also put on those chamfers. So on the cleats we put an angle on that chamfer all around the edges there. And the one that we did was 3/8 by 7/16. So it was not a 45-degree angle. What we'll be using next week is a bit that has a 45-degree angle on it. So this is an example of one of those. So we have a bearing for the wood to run against as a guide, and then we have a 45-degree angle that's going to cut our chamfer for us. This one is a little bit different. It's got a very sharp cutter here that you can cut into it, I imagine. I have not used that bit before. Here is a more classic example of where it has squared off ends there. And that's the way that most 45 router bits are. But anyways, they all have some way of guiding them, a bearing, or they're going to go through, or they need a fence to have on with them. So it's going to be a good one. All right, so we'll talk next week. We'll get the chamfers put on, and I'll also start talking about finishes. Okay?